Okay, welcome to Down the Shore. I'm so excited about this podcast with Sean McNulty. We go way back. Our families go way back. We have a big history down the shore. But I really want you to tell us about Carefree Boat Club.
Yeah,
What the heck is a boat club?
Thanks for having me. This is funny. If you told me in 10th grade we'd be doing a podcast episode together, I'd be laughing.
Wait,
but,
at the yacht club,
yeah,
too.
at the yacht club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, my first kind of years getting on the water was doing sailing camp at the yacht club here.
Right.
Yeah, and then we got kicked out one year. But
My kids are like, I'm like, did you take sailing lessons? They're like, no, you always made us work. So they didn't get to do any of that fun stuff.
yeah, we were a little younger than that. But then Ryan pushed somebody into a bucket full of nails or something, and
no.
we all got tossed. Yeah.
Yeah. And the yacht club isn't what it is today. I mean, we were down on that level, and now we have this big,
it's beautiful now, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, the boat club. So yeah, if you're not familiar with the concept, it seems like it's now kind of become pretty popular in this area. When we started 6 or 7 years ago, no one had heard of one at all. But it's essentially an alternative to buying a boat. So rather than buying a boat, you join as a member. You can use any of the boats as much as you want, and then you don't have to worry about any of the cleaning, maintenance, storage, all the hassles that come with owning a boat.
So with the boat, what kind of boats can they get?
So we got a little bit of everything. Our smallest boat is a 19-foot Carolina skiff. It's an awesome little back bay crabbing, flounder, fishing boat. Our members love that because it's got a trolling motor on it, so they don't have to drift 100 times as they're trying to catch flounder. But that's kind of the smallest, and then everything else is 22 to 27 feet. We have center consoles, bow riders, pontoons. Our largest boat is a twin-engine center console that's got outriggers. It's set up for offshore fishing. We've had people do tuna, marlin fishing on that. We have a double-decker pontoon with a sliding board, crown line bow riders that are 26 feet, and then a 23-footer, so they're great for the ocean. They can handle water sports. So yeah, a little bit of everything. And then we try to make as many of the boats dual purpose as possible. So out of the 19 boats, I think 18 of them are equipped for tubing or skiing, or 17 of them. All the pontoon boats are tri-tunes. So they have, I think when people think of a pontoon, they think of like an old rental boat that you can fit 6 people on and it goes 1 mile an hour. But all the pontoons are 25 feet. They have a tri-tune, which means a third pontoon that goes down the middle, which makes it a lot smoother than the typical rental pontoon you would see on a lake. And then we put 200 or 250 horsepower engines on them, so you can tube, water ski, all of that. So we try to make all boats multi-purpose. So even if you want this boat, you can still do what you want it to on that boat.
Nice. So nice. So what got you into Carefree?
So my family's owned the marina for 20 years. And for a long time, it was just kind of like every other marina with, a manager, a couple helpers, but pretty hands off. Most people came and go on their own, and there wasn't much we did there. And then the club concept kind of came across our desk. We were like, ooh, we should look into doing this. And then once we did that, it kind of helped revamp the whole marina, because then we hired enough staff for the boats coming and going. Well, now they're there to help all the other slip holders in the marina, and now it's made it easier to make the marina look nicer, keep boards. Now we do a fishing tournament. So having the extra staff initially started with the club, but now it's kind of a good thing for the entire marina. And now we have a new rental boat operation for people that are not club members who want to rent the boat for the day, or we do 3-day, 5-day, or whatever you can do.
Tell me more about that, because we are down the shore, and there's a lot of people that rent for the week or two, sometimes seasonal. How does that work?
So yeah, we decided last year to kind of dip our toes in the water on the rental boat side, which is a little unique because pretty much everybody in the world rented boats, and then decided, hey, this club thing could be cool. Let me try to do that. But I think with us coming kind of the reverse approach, it's actually been a huge bonus for us. When we first got into it, we kind of kept talking to rental boat businesses that were like, we just deal with damage, we deal with people being drunk, we deal with, it's a lot of headaches, but it makes money. And for the club side, we take the training really seriously. We don't deal with really any of those headaches. The boats are nice, And so we were always really hesitant to go into the rental boat side of the business because all we heard was nightmare stories. Then as we hopped in, over the years as we were growing the boat club, we would get all those calls from people that are here for the week or the month that are like, I kind of want a nicer boat. I'm not here all year, so the club doesn't make sense. Would you rent me one? And we always said no. So then we decided, there is a market for these kind of little higher end rental boats, and a market for the multi-day or the weekly type thing. So last year we decided to take 2 of the boats we would typically sell. We sell all of our club boats every 2 to 3 years. And instead of selling them, we figured use them as a rental boat. It's a great backup option if a boat club boat gets damaged, so we can give it to a member. And in the meantime, it'll hopefully generate some revenue or get some people over to the marina that maybe end up joining the club, and that really worked well. I also think when they got there and saw our staff who went over the local waterways with them like they do with members, and they could see that we know where their boat is and the training, and I also think having a nicer boat made people be careful with them. So we didn't have any damage once all year. We never dealt with any of the headaches we always heard about. So this year we really decided to expand.
So we are at the Yacht Club of Sea Isle City right now, and you have a program here,
Yep.
right?
Yep. So we have one of our rental boats is just at the Yacht Club for only Yacht Club members to rent. So we got a little delayed getting the announcements and stuff out this year. But yeah, any Yacht Club members that want to rent it, they just go on to our website, which is boatdaynj.com. They make a free account. And when they do that, they'll be able to rent any of the rental boats we have in Avalon. There's 4 of them. You just got to let me know that you're a Yacht Club member, and I'll hit a button that turns on a 5th secret boat that is called Members Only. It's here at the Yacht Club. And so that way, Sea Isle Yacht Club members can rent the boat before dinner and here. They come and go from here. My staff comes over to meet them to check them in and out and do all of that.
That's awesome. And the boat is right down behind you.
Yep. Yeah. One of our 25-foot entertainer pontoons. It's got the built-in bar and the seats and can fit 12 people. It's a fun boat.
It's so beautiful. So you mentioned every 2 years or so you flip the inventory. What is it like to find new boats, and where do you go? How do you do that?
So to be honest, we actually end up getting a lot of our boats through a program through Carefree's corporate office. So there's 150 other locations for the boat club.
Oh, wow.
Which is another huge benefit when you are a member, is that you get reciprocity. So in the off season, our members are using boats in Florida or Charleston, or I just had a member in Chicago, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands. It keeps growing. We were the 75th club, so they've doubled since we joined.
Wow.
So typically they have different programs with manufacturers that we're buying most of our boats through.
That's awesome. And they are absolutely beautiful boats. One thing that you had mentioned, probably why your rental took off and was so much better than some of the problems in the past, is the training.
Yep.
So tell me about the training.
So it's a huge part of joining the club, is we do unlimited training with every member. So before anyone touches a boat, we're taking you out for at least 3 or 4 hours on the water. Even if you have a captain's license, we actually end up always having more problems with guys who used to own a boat and they know the shortcut or whatever. But we'll train you 20 times if we need to. There's nothing fun about it if you're not confident. That's how you make mistakes. That's how people panic and stuff gets damaged. So training is just part of the membership. And it's a huge reason why a lot of people join. I feel like we have 2 members. It's the guy trying to get into boating. His goal is to eventually buy a boat, but he doesn't know what type of boat he likes yet, doesn't know anything about it, and wants to learn. Or it's the guy who's had 5 boats. Either he's done with it or his wife's done with it, but he still wants to be on the water. He just doesn't have time to deal with it anymore. So this is a perfect alternative for him.
How about maybe a third client, maybe females that just didn't feel comfortable about taking a boat out themselves? You do some training.
We do see a lot of that, and a lot of what I've seen, even the feedback on compared to, a lot of my friends or family or my family growing up who own the boat, and for whatever reason, wife never drives it.
Right.
Is a lot of our members are like, well, I'm either with my husband and he's driving the boat, but since you guys do the training, like that doesn't work as husband and wife. The first trainer we actually had, his only rule was he wouldn't do husband and wife together. He would do 2 strangers, but the husband and wife had to train separately. So what I think people end up getting value out of, especially our members who are, you know, mom's here during the week with the kids, dad's up on the weekend, you know, only here on the weekends because of work. Is that, oh, do I join? But then, you know, who uses it when I'm not here? Well, if the wife's the second person on the account, we take her for training, then she can go out all week, you know, every day if she wanted to. So we do end up seeing a lot of people who, I think if they bought a boat, wife and kids would probably never use it during the week, who end up using it during kind of those different periods when they're not around. So every membership can have two people. The other thing we do a lot of, we're a little less strict than other clubs because it's the shore and everyone shares houses with adult sons or neighbor, whatever. We'll let you name anybody you want as the second person as long as they're 25. So a lot of our members are sharing it with an in-law or something like that. So that way someone in the family, you know, there's two people in the family that get to use it.
Nice.
And take the rest of the people out. So
nice. So are there anything like we talked about women, maybe retirees, any younger professionals that want to get their feet wet with?
Yeah, the younger side we're seeing a lot of for the training, and they're trying to get into it and trying to find out, you know, it's a big commitment to buy the boat. Maybe I do this first. And then we're seeing a ton of networking opportunities with it. We have a couple real estate agents, like one that every single Tuesday comes from Philly, different client or lender or different someone he works with. But every Tuesday, it's him and 2 or 3 of his teammates and 4 to 7 people from the team he's bringing or clients he's bringing. We do a lot of member events. So we'll do big kind of like 3-hour open bar at the wharf or the Lazy Bass or the Deauville. And our staff's driving the boats. Members can bring some friends and meet other members and learn how to get to a new place. So we've seen a lot of that as well. So yeah, the younger side of it, and we're also seeing a lot of that father-son combination because it's the shore. Young professional, he's old enough to, you know, pay half to his dad, but they share the house or they both want access, so they're taking turns using it or that kind of thing. And it's pretty easy to manage because each member can always have 4 reservations booked. So as soon as you use one, you book another one, or as soon as you cancel it, you book another one. And then if you don't have a reservation, like right now, sun is peeking out and it's supposed to be a bad day, you just text us and say, hey guys, what's available? And you come take it.
Yeah. The whole process is real. I love the name Carefree because it is carefree. You talked about how easy it is to actually get the boats. But how far in advance do they have to do it?
If you wanted to, you could book about 6 months in advance, but no one does it because then it ties up their reservations because it's kind of a rollover system. So right now, like typically if we're about 6 days out, we're about 90% full. If we're 10 days out, we're probably 60% full. 14 days out, we're probably 75%. 75% empty, like open availability.
Yeah.
And then once the weekend ends, the next weekend starts to fill in. So I always recommend staying 10 to 14 days in front of your reservations and you won't have any issues. And then even on the busiest weekends, like last year, 4th of July, I think we did 18 cancellations and then spur of the moment, same day reservations over the weekend.
So many things happen on.
Yeah, I mean, if you book 10 days out, the kids don't feel good, or we're having fun at the beach, we're not leaving, or we're out too late last night, we're not getting there. So that's no big deal because we have a waiting list, or you just call or text us and say what's available. I think last year we did 2,000 reservations or just over that.
Wow.
And I think 18.5% of them were same day or spur of the moment, meaning you didn't have to pre-book it. So that's about 1 in 5.
Nice.
And our most active user last year went out, I think 60 times. So, you know, you can really use it as much as you want, you know,
right.
if you have the time.
I think it's kind of obvious, but I would love you to talk about the difference between all the things owning a boat versus being in a boat club.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I'd say you lose a little bit of is the spontaneous, hey, it's 7:30, looks like a nice sunset, let's go hop on our boat and leave. But the amount of people that get to really do that are kind of the people that live on the water and, you know, or you live right around the corner from your marina. But I mean, just the cost alone, if you think about it, our initiation fee is $8,000 or just under that. Our monthly dues are about $600 a month. So your first year, you're about $15,000 in. And then after that, it's about $7,000 a year. Any of the boat club boats that are at our marina are in $6,000 to $8,000 boat slips. So that would just be your slip for the year. And that's before storage, maintenance, winterization, bottom painting, and that's all before if anything goes wrong. So your boat is typically going to cost you between $5,000 to $15,000 a year anyway if you own it. The other thing that I found to be kind of unique or that I wasn't expecting is from our members that used to own a boat. They might lose that little bit of the spontaneous, like right before sunset, last minute go. But what they find themselves doing a lot is going for shorter trips than when they owned a boat, because an hour is just an hour. Like, let me get out of the house. It's 1:00. I got to go do something. Because when you own a boat, you still got to go back and clean it up, flush the engine. It's still 45 minutes of work. Where for us, they can show up, take the boat for an hour, come back, drop the keys off, and that was just an hour out of the house.
That's the best. I don't know if you know this, but John, my husband, painted bottoms of boats in Cape May.
Okay.
Until they found out he was going to college for accounting, and they're like, "Oh, bring him in the office," and he was very happy to go. And I think boats that he worked on was like Bernie Perrance and some of the flyers. So
cool,
that was he got to get to meet them and things. But that's
a cool gig, yeah.
And my brother also worked at Minmar over here, so we have some connections to.
We still we use Minmar a lot when we have a boat we got to lift out of the water to do stuff on. We have a boatyard off Route 9, but in the summer when we got to do a quick fix and get it back in, we go to Minmar, and we still they're great with us.
They really are. That they go way back. So tell me, like, where. We started talking before we started filming, but talking about what to do. Like somebody says where to go. What are some options? Yeah,
I mean, we kind of have members that do a little bit of everything, but I would say the most casual boater or someone getting into it, most of our members, eventually will get into fishing or get into going offshore or doing things like that. But in the beginning, it's a lot of, they got kids, tubing and water skiing. And then once they get a little bit older, it's a lot more of the beaching up and anchoring or hitting the waterfront restaurants. So the most popular places for kind of our members, or where we see them at the most, is probably the Deauville, and then the Wharf and the Lazy Bass, and the Reeds in Stone Harbor. We have a lot that tend to go south just because it seems like there's more restaurants that way. And obviously the Deauville, as popular as it is, can get pretty full.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think basically for our club, it's those kind of places are the main happy hour spots. And then for breakfast, we're seeing a lot of Sunset Pier and Carmen's, kind of for the Sea Isle options.
Great places.
Yeah.
That's for sure. When you say ski, you're not talking about like two skis like the old fashioned water ski. What?
Yeah. Like
people are doing that.
Yep. Yeah. Wakeboarding, water skiing.
Wakeboarding.
Yep.
Okay.
Most of them are doing it. There's a spot over in Avalon. We call it the Horseshoe, that's out of the main channel. And there's a spot or two we send them in Sea Isle as well, so they're not going near other boats and they still have deep enough water. So that's probably why you don't see a ton of it. You do see a lot more tubing for whatever reason in this area. But
well, I know why you don't see too much water skiing. I did it one time as a teenager, and I thought I was going to die. So it's not easy.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's really not easy. So you have really deep ties to Sea Isle and Avalon and this whole area. You've been coming your whole life, right?
Yep, yeah.
Family, everybody's.
Yeah, my grandmom and her sister live across the street from each other on 76th Street. So I think I've spent every summer of my life in Sea Isle. And then I moved here full time about 7 years ago.
Nice, nice. Your wedding was down here.
Yep. Yeah, we were Icona in Wildwood Crest, and we did our rehearsal dinner at the Wharf in Wildwood.
Oh, so nice. The day of your wedding, I think I've never seen rain so hard in my life.
Yeah, we knew we were in trouble when they named the storm Ophelia. We were like, this is
not good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit.
It was so much fun though. It was unbelievable. It was really a lot of fun. How does your boat club interact with other boating clubs, beach community, anything? Like what kind of ties to the different islands? Is there any?
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things about boating or about being on the boats, even from my experience, my family, like as you said, I was always a Sea Isle person my whole life. Almost never left the island. Since I've moved to Courthouse, it's like I live in China for my Sea Isles friends to try to get them to come over. But one thing that we did start doing a ton of, at least as a family and with friends, especially the first one we got a pontoon boat, and you could fit a big group, and it wasn't a center console that was more for fishing. We started going to Wildwood, Cape May, up to Summers Point. So there's a million waterfront options, a million big fun Sunday fun day, or great food. And once we started doing that, we really kind of started going to all these places a lot more in general. Now we team up with them, so it's nice because we'll do like charity giveaways, and the wharf will include the food package, and we'll include the boat, or we'll team up with them for member events where we're showing members how to get to all these places. We work with the Eagles Autism Foundation for all of our events. So last year they sent players out to the wharf. They did it was open to the public and our club. I think we had 14 boats, 150 people just with our group. That was a really fun day.
Wow.
We're looking at doing some catering packages from some local restaurants that members can then put in as an add-on, or same with the rental boats. So if they just give us, the heads up ahead of time, we can have it on the boat waiting for them. So yeah, we try to do as much as we can with every local business.
You had an event here at the Yacht Club
we did
last year for Eagles Autism.
That was their event because yeah, that's the one that they do. But that was an honor. It was awesome to be asked to be a part of that
with the Golden Baby.
Yeah, they did their Beer Olympics here, and because it was on the water, they wanted to bring all the Beer Olympic teams in. But the Golden Baby was hilarious. They built a 200-pound baby trophy, but they shipped it to my office 3 weeks ahead of time. And there was nowhere to put it, so it just sat in my office. So everyone that came in to check out the boat club was like, "What is this giant golden baby?" And I'm like, it's Jason Kelsey's, but that didn't explain it any better. But then it was funny because we put it on top of our double-decker pontoon with the slide for the way in. And I remember on their podcast after, they were like, "Which one of our interns did that?" And they're like, "No, it was the Carefree
Boat Club."
And it took a 4-man pulley system to get it up there.
Oh,
but that was hilarious. That was awesome. It was fun to be a part of that.
And they raised a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the amount totaled?
I forget between that and the OD, but was last year? Last year they didn't do $1 million in a year, did they? In 2 days?
Don't know. It's a lot. We have fact checkers after.
Yeah, no, it was. I just remember it being it was either over the last
crazy
3 years or something of Clips $1 million, or they did that in 2 days last year, which is awesome. And it's a cause. It's the reason we chose it is a cause that's near and dear to our team's heart. A couple of the staff members on our team and their families. So yeah, we started doing the Eagles Autism events 4 years ago, I think, and they were really just our members' events that we wanted to pick, kind of a good cause to donate to while we did these fun gatherings. And then that kind of built on itself and expanded, and then they started sending players and getting more involved, and it's been cool to watch it grow.
And you have been so supportive also for us with Alzheimer's. That's what John and I, that's our charity that we work on. And you've always been so great about helping us out with that. And we appreciate that too.
It's cool. I love doing that stuff where we can. You know what I mean? We can't write a check to every single charity, but we can probably do a sunset cruise as a raffle prize or a giveaway.
Yeah.
We now have 19 boats in the boat club, 4 rental boats. My family's got another boat. We have 4 jet skis. Like, we have assets. So as long as it's not 4th of July, we can normally come up with something for something like that.
So describe the perfect boat day. What would be your perfect boat day? Where would you go? What would you do?
My perfect boat day would probably be everyone at the dock around 11, because a couple people are going to be late, and take a little bit, push off the dock by 12. I'd probably cruise slow as we can to Cape May or Wildwood. And if we go to Cape May, maybe pop into Lobster House or somewhere like that. Let everyone get an Orange Crush. I do love eating at the wharf, I think, and their new beach bar is awesome. So I think I'd make my way back towards there for lunch, and then probably Lazy Bass for dinner, and then or not dinner, for kind of happy hour on the way home.
Listen to the music. They always have
they always have awesome music.
Great bands.
Yeah, no, they're that's my favorite place to feel like you're on vacation. Yeah,
I love it there too.
And then what we like to do is then call in some pizzas at the Stone Harbor Pizza Pub on the way home, pick them up at the dock, and then eat them on the boat on the way back. That's a really fun kind of full day And if we have time, maybe stop and anchor up at Champagne Island or Low Tide Island and swim for a little bit and hang out. So
Where's Champagne Island?
that's in between Stone Harbor and Wildwood. It's kind of, you go right towards the inlet there, but nice little secret beach you get to by boat and anchor up.
Love the name. I love.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
To get that.
Yeah.
And I just realized, because I saw Jenna the other night, we went to the Crew Pub, which is above Stone Harbor Pizza Pub. What a great place.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
It's really, I don't know how that wasn't on my radar, but.
Yeah, they do that. And if they're the same complex as the Reeds, obviously, or Buckets. So if you're more of a margarita person, Buckets is awesome too. Yeah.
I have been to Buckets, and then they have all those, the water sports there for the kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right next door. That's the Island Aqua Park, Island Water Sports there. They're awesome too. They own the watering hole, and they do the tubing and skiing boats like that. They'll take you out for the charters, and really awesome family as well that tied into that whole
great.
complex. Yeah.
Any fun stories about the first time boat club member, first time, any things that come to mind that people
first time
or something rewarding that they.
Yeah, it's always cool when people bring in their baby for the first time, or when they've had a kid and then it's their first boat ride. That's always a fun one. We've seen a bunch of people get engaged on the boats, which is always cool to help make that happen or be a part of that kind of moment. Kind of negative story that turned positive. Last year, one of our members who his first reservation took a boat to the Deauville in the morning. No one's there, dead empty, still practicing docking. Made a mistake or panicked and hit the dock pole a little bit too hard, which our biggest thing is if something like that happens is not to scare someone. We want them to keep boating and, offer more training, make sure everyone's safe. Obviously, it was nothing crazy, but you can always normally see then someone becoming a little timid, or you're afraid of that happening. Last year, that guy ended up being our number one user for the year, got himself into fishing, and on the last day of our summer-long flounder fishing tournament, he came back with the second place fish, and it was his first keeper he caught all year. And he's actually ended up being our number one user of the year. He's the one that went out 60 times. So that was cool to see someone have kind of a rocky start and turn it, as a learning thing, and didn't have another incident all year. Became the number one user, found a new hobby, and
that's probably because you are so focused on training and safety. I mean, things are going to go wrong. It's the open water. Things can happen.
Yeah.
But I love how that he came back.
And actually, and even with he almost saved it at the end, which was him not panicking, like him bringing the training back out. Where I think if it's someone that hadn't gone through the training, might have panicked worse, and it could have been a serious situation, or something that could have been more dangerous. But yeah, it's always nice when you see someone that might be a little nervous that then turns into loving it. That's
nice.
always cool.
With the fishing, what's hot right now?
Flounder season just opened in May. We just had actually 3 days in a row members came back with keepers this week, so they were the first couple.
Nice.
We've seen, I think, a little bit of a couple guys doing some sea bass stuff, but striper are always kind of here. Not the big, striper run that you see in the fall, but back bay striper are here all the time.
Nice.
And then as the summer goes in, you'll start to see some mahi fishing and some stuff like that. And then the last couple of years, the bluefin tuna have been coming in a lot closer, where you used to have to go 80 miles offshore. Last year people were catching them at the Sea Isle Ridge, which is absolutely doable in our boats and in smaller boats than typical. So
I know that they do this in Florida. Are there any restaurants that will prepare
it's something I'm looking into right now, because I want to offer that to members and to the rental boat side.
Anybody out there?
I have not called anyone yet. I've got a list of 5 different places that are right now on the list of 100 things
we
to
have
do.
Fish Alley right here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. But it just doesn't seem to be as common in this area. Not 100% sure why,
yeah,
but that's something I'm looking to find someone to start doing that with.
Absolutely do it. Any plans for new locations? Anything that you can divulge now? Or?
Nothing's set in stone right now. We're always looking. they're never going to turn down the opportunity to look at another option.
Right.
We'd love to, I think, expand south a little bit towards Wildwood at some point, just because there's so much to do that way. But it'd have to be the right fit. We did try opening like a couple satellite locations and just not being in control of the marina. And to be honest, a lot of mistakes on our end. Most of them were mine. We'd probably do things a little bit differently next time.
Honestly.
But yeah, so we're definitely looking. But I think if we were to expand anywhere next, I'd guess we'd be looking towards Wildwood, just because of how big it is, how many places there are to go on the boat, how many boaters there are. It just seems like a natural fit a little bit, but nothing. I'm not going to say we're going to be there next year or anything like that.
Right. Right. So you graduated from college and went to Sydney.
Yes. Yep.
Went to Sydney, Australia, and I cannot remember what you were doing.
I actually technically went to Sydney before I graduated because
I remember that.
I found out I was 3 credits short about a week before graduation because of an art class I dropped my freshman year.
Oh my goodness!
So I did a Maymester while I was over there online, and then I was selling stock market research. So it was like, I think the best example would be if you've heard of the Motley Fool.
Yeah.
Where they sell the subscriptions to the buy, sell, hold picks. Ours was called Fat Profits. Motley Fool was like the number one competitor, but very similar platform, very similar type of business.
So after that, what did you do? Did you go right to Carefree or what?
No, then I went into junk removal for a bunch of years. The junk removal franchise that, we started with a truck and a trailer and ended up with a bunch of territories around Philadelphia and then Baltimore. And then the Carefree kind of thing popped up. My dad called me. He's like, hey, these guys came to the marina. There's this new club concept. We were looking into maybe doing it with a different club. And then we were like, you know what? It's probably better to not have a different business. And why handicap ourselves? So then we started looking into boat clubs in general. And then we found Carefree, which is a national club and had this infrastructure and this kind of cool thing going on, and we decided to jump in.
Nice. You went to Coastal Carolina?
Coastal Carolina.
What was your major?
Communication.
Communication. So how did all of this prepare you? Well, it prepared you for the podcast to be on communication.
I don't, that's a tough one to answer.
What did you think you were going to be doing? What was going to be your dream job? Is it?
No idea.
Do you have your dream job now?
Yeah, I mean, now it's awesome. Yeah, absolutely love it. How do you beat, being on the water and being in a place where people are coming to be happy? Like our clients, it's cool compared to, I think, almost any other job I've ever had, where people are normally not thrilled to see you because you're doing something for money. Or like I always say with junk removal, all of our clients were kind of the main line. It's the same clients as Avalon, just a different part of their life. It's normally right after someone died, or they got to clear out a basement of stuff for years and they got to pay a big bill for it. They weren't really happy to see you.
Right.
Where this is kind of where everyone goes to get away from all that.
Yeah.
So when people come to the marina, they're thrilled to see us, which is a unique and really cool part of the job. But I don't know that I ever had a dream
job,
certain thing I wanted to do, or I mean, that's how you end up at Coastal Carolina doing communication, is when you're not really sure what you want to do.
It's not a bad major. That's for sure.
No, definitely not a bad major. And Coastal's a great school now, but
right,
it was good then.
So we talked about your perfect boat day. So let's say after you're working, where are some of the best restaurants, the best places that you like to go that are not necessarily on the water? What are some? Because I know you guys are kind of foodies.
Yeah. We do. I always like a dive bar. Like I like it a little bit, especially at the beach or down here. I like it a little bit more casual than fancy. But we love going to West Side Saloon in West Wildwood.
I like it there.
The best food, the awesome crushes. I mean, in Sea Isle, we're at Anthony's a lot just because it's right down the street from my parents' house. I mean, obviously, we love that dog or house kicks for every other weekend, Then I'd say for dinner, we do Primal in Cape May a lot, the steakhouse. That place is unbelievable. Secundo, Wildwood Crest there in between Cape May and Wildwood Crest. That's when we do a lot. And then we do Margate a decent amount. Go to
Nice.
Tomatoes or Stephen Cookies or one of those places
Yeah,
for
those
doing
are
a nice
great.
dinner. Yeah.
You introduced us to Primal.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then trying to get a reservation was
And then we ran into you there. And then,
and then we
yeah,
ran into
yeah,
you. I forgot that.
yeah. The one year I think we took our whole staff there for Christmas, and then it just happened to be that my other friends decided to book reservations the next night. So I was there 2 nights in a row. The waiter was like, "Dude, you gotta get out. What are you doing?"
You have to stop telling people.
Yeah.
So we're at the Jersey Shore. What's your favorite boardwalk food?
Favorite boardwalk food? I gotta keep just a slice of pizza and some boardwalk fries. Got to be the
Yeah.
yeah.
Favorite boardwalk?
Favorite boardwalk? I mean, I'm impartial to the Sea Isle Promenade just because that's where I grew up and spent most of my time. And I don't have kids yet, so I'm not at the boardwalk again that often. Though I did, I mean, Wildwood's always nice too, just because of how big it is and how crazy it is. It's nuts when you forget about it when you haven't been in a few years.
That's absolutely true. We ask everybody this because we are at the Jersey Shore. Do you see any famous people? Have you?
I mean, obviously last year when we did the event with Kelsey and the Eagles here, we saw a ton of famous people. We did have a member call me last year that he was supposed to have Nick Sirianni with him one day. It didn't work out or something happened that.
Can you give me
their
a call
plans.
if that happens?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. We see. I mean, every once in a while you'll see, because there's some big boats in the marina, some guys that taking somebody to their boat or whatever, but not a ton of celebrity interactions.
Yeah.
Not through the club. Most celebrities aren't renting boats. They're
That's true. That's true. Oh, and I was thinking just in
yeah, no, I was
passing or
just kidding.
anything.
Yeah, that
true.
was a joke.
So finish this sentence. You haven't lived a Jersey Shore summer until you've.
I'd say start the morning on the beach, beach hot dog for lunch, no shower happy hour somewhere, and a jitney with a pizza home somewhere at night. It would be, I think, a normal Jersey day for.
I heard that the Whitebriar, the Union League took over the Whitebriar.
Yep,
And they are having a please shower happy hour.
I did hear that.
So that's the
Yeah.
total opposite. But who's your favorite go-to hot dog?
Oh, Dudley,
Dudley.
75th Street.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Dudley guy.
That's you did Fudgy Wudgy on the beach,
I
didn't you?
did for a little bit. I never made it to ice cream though.
You never
I wasn't that good at selling water, so
That's,
I never got promoted.
that's so they're going to be on the podcast at some time too.
Oh, I absolutely loved working there.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely. So we have the catch of the day. I have whatever it's my show, so I get to pick the catch of the day. And I think the best thing would be the rentals that you have, especially the seasonal rentals for anybody that is coming down here for any length of time to be able to have that ability to do that. That is just amazing.
yeah, it's cool. Our concept with it too, now that we've seen it grow, and it's old boats. So like, what we'll never do is rent a boat club boat to the public. We will take those boats if they're not rented and give them to boat club people if there's a wait list or boat gets damaged. But in general, what we're seeing is that appetite for that kind of level of boat and level of service and nice docks and nice marina where you're showing up and you're not afraid you're going to fall in. But what we've kind of seen with it that's cool is, yeah, the guy is down for a month and wants to rent it a couple times or wants it for 5 days straight, wants the whole week. But we're going to be able to build out some of these kind of packages. Like right now we have a promotion where if you make your account, which is free to make, if you preload it with $2,500, you get $3,000 in credit. So that can be used for the rentals of the boats, the fuel you use, or any add-ons, like if you want a tube or catering package or food or anything like that. We're also seeing a big appetite for like stuff like engagements or photo shoots or birthday parties. So we have a full-time rental coordinator. So if you have a vision or anything that you want to do, we just had someone reach out. We're really excited for this, to plan a big seafood boil on a little private beach that only shows up at low tide. So they're going to rent the boat. We're going to take them 6 at a time over, or they're going to bring the boats. They're going to invite their own friends that have boats. And we're going to have a little seafood boil on the beach. which
I
I
love
think
that.
could be like a really fun. I mean, sometimes you'll see 200 people anchored up there, so we'll do tents and chairs. But I also think it's a great option for someone that might not be ready to do the boat club yet or not sure if they like it. Last year we had 4 different people who rented for a day that went, this is almost what it costs for a month of the club, and I could go 20 times, who all joined the club this year. I'm also seeing on the other end people who have been a member of the club for 5 years, but now the kids have travel sports or, their son just had a baby. This summer we're not going to be able to use the club, or the next couple of years it just doesn't make sense for our family because we're not going to go out 10, 15, 20 times. We might be able to go out 3, 4, 5 times.
So
It's
they
great.
just
Yeah, you
switch.
put them on the boat day, and then they can just pay as they go or pay as they use it, but they have the account. It's boats they're familiar with. It's staff they're familiar with. So the goal is kind of never lose a customer, just have them be, either from one-time renter to hopefully sell them one of the used boats because they fall in love with boating. That's one of the biggest success stories every time is when someone actually leaves because they bought a boat. And we love that because then everybody that gets on their boat is like, how'd you buy that? And they're like, oh, well, I did the club first and got the training. So we get, we're about to hit a wait list. We have 3 spots left, so we'll move to a wait list this year.
Wow, that's
Which
awesome.
I also think the rental boats will be a great option for. Like, hey, in the meantime, as soon as the spot opens, we have it for you, but you can start using boats and getting comfortable with the facility. So yeah, with the club, with the wait, like I think it'll all kind of flow together and end up working together.
I love
Pretty
it because
cool.
you have you. Honest to goodness, I'm so impressed. I've known you, almost your whole life, and I'm so impressed with your vision and things that you're thinking and connecting people. And
Thank you. That's nice.
I think I heard you say something about you're working maybe with Sunset and doing.
Yeah, we always try to team up with them. They're great. We've had boat slips there, like when the Sea Isle Bridge was out, so our members could pick the boats up there. Jeff's awesome. If you could partner with him, you always will. But yeah, we talked to him about putting together some catering menus, that kind of cold sandwiches, stuff like that you can do as an add-on with the rental boats. And some of these fun ideas that we're trying, we're then going to also then offer to the club. But we realized it's probably easier to start with the 4 rental boats as an add-on than 19 boats, and kind of figure out what's popular, what's not, figure out what people like, what they don't. So yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity to team up with, especially the restaurants and stuff like that in the area.
Anything else that's new that's coming along that like your vision for 5 years from now, 10 years from now, anything?
Nothing like keep growing.
Keep
Keep
growing.
growing. Yeah,
That's
keep the vision's changed 10 times already. It'll probably change 10 more.
more
But
times, yeah.
no, kind of keep doing what we're doing, and always looking for new kinds of boats, always open to new ideas, always open to looking at something a different way than we did before. But
Nice.
but yeah, no, right now I think we're going to be probably growing the rental boat business a little bit, because I think then we can take some of that and put it back towards the club side of the business, and we're almost at the wait list on that side. So it's kind of
A nice
it's a nice, I think they'll end up both making,
compliment.
I think they're going to help each other and help us figure out new systems and new cool ideas and stuff we
Nice.
can do. So
Well, thank you so
no,
much
thanks for having me. This is
coming
awesome.
down the shore.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it and wish you so much success.
No, thank you. You too.
So, at the end of Down the Shore, every episode, we want to feature some love stories. We know that a lot of people have met at the shore, and we feel like this is the best way to end our episode with a love story. And we have Chris today.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for joining
I'm
us.
excited.
How did you hear about that we were doing the love stories?
So a friend of ours, their daughter, they also have a house in Sea Isle, and they saw the post about, I think, Memorial Day weekend maybe?
Yes, yeah.
About looking for love stories from Sea Isle or down the shore. So she tagged me in that post because everyone knows our story. So I then messaged, I guess, you guys.
Yes.
And then yesterday I received a message saying, hey, are you free tomorrow at 3 for kicks? And I said, of course. So here I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We love stories. So
Yes.
Chris, tell us about your love story. How did you meet?
Sure. So my husband and I met on a wave runner in Strathmere in 1997. summer of 94. And he was a wave runner guy. Like, he rented them out. So he was the guy, the patrolman. And so a friend of mine brought me on vacation with her, coincidentally down here to Sea Isle. He worked actually at Pier 88 Marina, but that day he was assigned Strathmere. And so we were there renting wave runners, and he was the patrolman. And when we were done wave running, he asked if we wanted to come for a hangout, a party at his place that night. And so I said sure, and I gave him my number. Oh no, he gave me his number, and then I called, and the phone number wasn't in service.
Of course not.
And so I thought, oh, he probably does this to all the girls he meets on the Wave Runner all summer long. But coincidentally, while we were on the Wave Runners, he asked me a little bit about myself and him. And coincidentally, we both wound up being students at Westchester University. But we just didn't know each other there, but we were both there. So I just thought, well, maybe, I'll run into him on campus sometime. Maybe not. So the summer goes by, we go to school, second day of school, right outside the cafeteria, we run into each other. And at that point, I was dating somebody, and he asked for my number, and I said, oh, sorry, taken. But, so good to see you. And then fast forward to 6 months later, first party after the new year, and run into him at a party. I had just broken up with my significant other, met again, and he asked for my number again. And this time I gave it to him, and that was the beginning of us. So we met on a Wave Runner, but we didn't really start dating till a good 6 to 8 months later at Westchester.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So now do you have a house down here?
We do. We have a house on 83rd Street.
I'm on 82nd.
Oh, well, hi, Townsend's Inlet. Townsend's Inlet. We actually got engaged on the same, down in Strathmere in the same inlet. He took me down there one day, August 19th or July 19th of 97, right back where we met, and proposed, and got married 1 year later. And then just 2 summers ago, we celebrated our 25th on 83rd Street in Sea Isle on the beach. And we have 3 children. Our oldest is 24, and this is our 25th summer. We brought him down his very first summer. He was 6 months old. And we've been in Townsend's Inlet. This is our 25th summer. We purchased a house in 2019.
Oh,
and this is our entire everything from the moment we met until today. Sea Isle is our love story. Yeah.
Oh my God, Chris, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's
been amazing.
And I feel as though a lot of people that do meet down here, they wind up buying down the shore, whether they met in Avalon or I think people are probably listening to this and saying, where's Strathmere?
Yeah, so Strathmere, the Deauville.
The Deauville,
That's the Deauville. If you've been to the Deauville or heard of the Deauville, they used to rent out Wave Runners. They used to, do a lot. Like, it was just this simple, special little place, and that's where we met.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So do you think your kids are going to try to meet down here?
So my children are 24, 22, and 20, and this is where they choose. Every summer they still come, and right now 2 of my 3 have significant others, but they have introduced them to Sea Isle, and this is where they choose to come now. My oldest son's girlfriend is in Maryland, and she drove on Friday in all the traffic just to come spend the weekend with us here. So she's already falling in love with it. Our middle son's girlfriend, she's been a friend of our family for many, many years. She comes every July 4th weekend. She's in love with it. And my daughter, she can't get enough of it. She really, I could see hopefully maybe one day her finding her special someone down here.
That is awesome. Chris, I cannot thank you enough.
Of course,
of course. That's such an adorable love story.
It's a great
love
story.
That you disconnected and then connected again.
Yes.
So it was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
And 25 years. That's married.
20. Yeah, married 25. It'll be 20. This year's our 27th.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
we're
amazing.
really lucky, and we love it here. We love Sea Isle.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course. Thanks for doing this. It's kind of fun. I love telling my story all over again.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.